This is a major NewsX Sunday Guardian exclusive. For years, gangster Lawrence Bishnoi was viewed primarily through the prism of organized crime. Today, however, his alleged criminal network figures prominently in international investigations, with American prosecutors alleging that the American criminal enterprise associated with him, which he continues to handle while being in prison, operates across multiple countries and is capable of executing violent operations beyond India's borders. The development has brought Bishnoi's alleged network under a far wider international lens, extending scrutiny beyond organized crime into questions of intelligence and national security. Exclusive interviews with multiple serving and former Indian law enforcement officers who have interrogated Bishnoi over the years offer a rare glimpse into the persona he projected while in custody and help explain why investigators have long considered him more than just another gang leader. The officers, who spoke on condition of anonymity because they are not authorized to discuss interrogation details publicly, described Bishnoi as soft-spoken, articulate and cooperative during questioning rather than displaying aggression, they said. He often engaged investigators in lengthy conversations and repeatedly projected himself as someone motivated by nationalism and India's national interest. Well, let's take a look at what the investigators exclusively told NewsX, the Sunday Guardian, what the FBI had stated about Lawrence Bishnoi, and who are the top brass in the Lawrence Bishnoi gang. Well, let's give you more details about this. First, let's tell you about what the investigators told the Sunday Guardian exclusively. So they began by saying that Bishnoi's significance never rested, in fact, on his image. That's something that was very, very clear. Bishnoi's organization rests on investigators operating, in fact, around him. That's something that his of course, network rests on. The criminal network also by Bishnoi has decentralized structure of trusted associates. That's the structure of his network. Also, they said organization has remained operational despite his incarceration. So, despite the fact that he's in jail, the organization has remained very, very active. Different operatives handle extortion, also criminal intimidation and targeted shooting. So, for each of these crimes, there are different operatives who are in charge. Also, Bishnoi has always remained high priority subject for Indian law enforcement. That's something that has continued. Also, they told the Sunday Guardian that the challenge is to dismantle a distributed criminal enterprise. FBI description of Bishnoi mirrors image he projected before the Indian investigators. So there is similarity to what he projected to the Indian investigators to the image that the FBI has of him. Also, they said broader implications of the case extend beyond organized crime. So not just organized crime, but much more to that is what the cases against him are. Now, the FBI investigators, of course, say that Bishnoi projects himself as a patriot. Also, the Indian investigators said that FBI description mirrors the image projected before Indian investigators too. The FBI investigators said Bishnoi was a self-styled university student leader. The Indian investigator said he wished to counter anti-India forces. That was what he projected as his objective. FBI investigators said he used violence to cultivate a climate of fear. The Indian investigator said he would advise terrorists to not target Indian civilians. Also, the FBI investigator said the gang exploited this fear to extort its victims. The Indian investigators, meanwhile, said no statement of Bishnoi used to draw a conclusion. Now, what is India's global crackdown on this gang? Let's talk about that. The entire Bishnoi gang now and their role in various crimes. So, Goldie Brar first. Well, CBI raised an Interpol request on the 30th of May 2022. Interpol request was raised after the murder of Sidhu Moosewala, which he was accused of. Vikram Brar. Now, Interpol red notice was issued in July 2023. He operated Bishnoi's gang, an overseas network, reportedly while being based in Dubai. Kapil Sangwan. A red notice was issued in May 2023, and Delhi police probe found a role in the extortion crimes that he was accused of organizing from the United Kingdom. Meanwhile, Anmol Bishnoi, deported by the US in November 2025, he was wanted by India for Baba Siddiqui's murder. So these are the individuals, of course, high up in the Bishnoi gang. This is how the criminal network operates. Major Mohammad Ali Shah, defense expert, is with us on the broadcast. Major Mohammad Ali Shah, Indian investigators telling NewsX and the Sunday Guardian exclusively about how Lawrence Bishnoi operates, the image he projects, and the similarity in the FBI image to what exists in India and how he projects himself.